Hey everyone, welcome back to SwitchTop. Today, we're counting down the top 30 best single-player games you can play on your Nintendo Switch right now. These are games where you can just sit back, get lost in amazing stories, and enjoy some seriously great gameplay without needing anyone else. Let's jump right in. Blasphemous 2 is a dark action platformer set in a grim religious world, filled with gothic imagery and tough challenges. You play as the Penitent One, a silent warrior seeking to stop a prophecy and uncover the mysteries of a cursed land. The game takes place in interconnected areas that open up as you gain new abilities, classic Metroidvania style. Combat revolves around 3 different weapons you can swap between: a massive sword, quick dual blades, and a long-range flail, each with their own combo system and special moves. You'll dodge enemy attacks with precise timing, parry strikes to create openings, and use prayer abilities that work like magic spells. The platforming requires careful jumps and wall climbing as you navigate crumbling cathedrals and twisted landscapes. Boss fights are intense, pattern-based battles that test everything you've learned. The upgrade system lets you enhance your health, damage, and unlock new prayers by collecting items and talking to NPCs scattered throughout the world. Absolum stands out as one of the strongest single-player experiences on Nintendo Switch, thanks to how confidently it blends brawler action with roguelite structure. Each run pushes you through shifting routes filled with enemies that demand more than simple button mashing, encouraging careful timing, smart positioning, and creative use of each character's unique toolkit. Whether you pick a sturdy dwarf, a nimble elf, or a quirky frog spellcaster, the game rewards learning their rhythms and mastering their combos, making progression feel earned rather than handed to you. The world of Absolum adds a sense of adventure with its branching paths and surprising encounters, giving every session a slightly different flow. Smooth animation work and a strong musical backdrop enhance the momentum, keeping the experience engaging even during tougher stretches. While the game offers co-op options, its design shines brightest in solo play, where every decision becomes more deliberate and each victory feels personal. Persona 4 Golden tells the story of a high school student who moves to the rural town of Inaba and gets caught up in a murder mystery involving a supernatural TV world. You and your friends discover that people are being thrown into TVs and must rescue them before they die, while also uncovering who's behind these crimes. The game splits time between everyday life as a student and dungeon crawling in the TV world. During the day, you attend classes, build relationships with classmates and townsfolk through social links, and improve your character's stats by studying, working part-time jobs, or joining clubs. These social activities directly impact your combat effectiveness. Stronger bonds give you better personas to use in battle. The turn-based combat system revolves around exploiting enemy weaknesses using different elemental attacks and physical skills. When you hit a weakness, you get an extra turn, and knocking all enemies down lets you perform an all-out attack for massive damage. Personas are creatures that represent your power, and you can collect, fuse, and customize dozens of them to create the perfect team for any situation.
Woohoo, Chie-chan! That's one! Man, wake up! Counting on you! It's down! Alright! Out of all!
Ninja Gaiden Ragebound brings fast-paced ninja action in a side-scrolling roguelite format. You play as a skilled ninja, seeking revenge, while fighting through hordes of demons and warriors in feudal Japan. Each run takes you through randomly generated stages, filled with enemies, traps, and challenges that keep things fresh every time. The combat is incredibly fluid. You can slash with your katana, throw shurikens, use powerful ninja arts, and wall jump around levels with precise controls. Your character has a stamina system that depletes when attacking or dodging, so you need to manage your aggression carefully instead of just mashing buttons. Between attacks, you can grapple to enemies to close distance or escape danger quickly. The game features multiple playable ninja characters, each with different weapons and abilities that completely change your playstyle. As you defeat enemies and bosses, you collect currency and items to upgrade your stats and unlock permanent abilities that carry over to future runs. You'll also find temporary power-ups during runs that make you stronger for that attempt only. Hades 2 continues the roguelite dungeon crawler formula, but this time you play as Melinoe, a witch and sister of Zagreus from the first game. She's training to defeat Kronos, the Titan of Time, who has imprisoned Hades and taken over the underworld. Your goal is to fight your way from the Crossroads base through multiple underworld regions to reach Kronos. Combat builds on the first game with fast-paced action where you have a main attack, special move, and cast ability that changes based on which boons you receive from the Olympian gods during your run. The new magic system adds ranged Omega attacks you can charge up for devastating damage. Between runs, you return to base, where you use gathered resources to unlock permanent upgrades, brew helpful items, and deepen relationships with other characters through gifts and conversations. The boon system from gods like Zeus, Poseidon, and new additions like Apollo gives you random power-ups that create unique builds each run. Movement feels even smoother with new dash abilities and sprint options. The weapon variety includes a witch's staff, ritual daggers, and more, each with multiple aspects that change how they function.
For what you did to me.
Trails in the Sky first chapter follows Estelle and Joshua, two young bracers, basically adventurers for hire who help people and maintain peace. After their father disappears mysteriously, they travel across the country, taking on jobs while searching for clues about his whereabouts, eventually uncovering a plot that threatens their entire nation. The turn-based combat system uses a tactical grid where positioning matters. You move characters around the battlefield to get in range for attacks or avoid enemy moves. Each character has regular attacks, special crafts that use CP points gained from taking or dealing damage, and arts, which are magic spells that require casting time. The orbment system lets you customize each character's abilities by slotting in quartz gems that provide stat boosts and unlock different magic arts depending on the combination. Turn order is displayed on the side, and certain turns have bonus effects like critical hits or healing, so timing your moves to land on these bonuses adds strategy. Between battles, you explore towns and talk to NPCs, who all have their own stories that update as the main plot progresses.
Monsters, that could be trouble.
I'll be your
Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles, tells a complex political story about Ramza Bjolf, a noble who gets caught between warring factions after his kingdom's king dies, sparking a brutal succession war. As Ramza uncovers corruption and dark conspiracies involving the church and nobility, he must choose between his family's legacy and doing what's right. The gameplay is tactical turn-based combat on isometric grid battlefields where height, terrain, and positioning are crucial. You build a party of units from over 20 job classes like Knight, Black Mage, Archer, and Ninja, each with unique abilities and equipment options. Characters gain job points to unlock new classes and learn abilities they can mix and match between jobs, creating custom builds. Combat uses a charge time system, where unit speed determines how often they act, and most abilities require charging before execution, adding a layer of prediction and timing. You can flank enemies for bonus damage, knock them off cliffs, or use elemental weaknesses to your advantage. Super Mario RPG brings Mario into the role-playing genre with a fun story where Bowser's castle gets taken over by the Smithy Gang, weapons from another dimension. Mario teams up with unexpected allies, including Bowser and Princess Peach, to collect 7 star pieces and repair the Star Road, which grants wishes to people across the world. The turn-based combat uses timed button presses to increase damage and reduce damage taken, hitting A right when you land. An attack deals extra damage, and pressing it right before enemy attacks connect reduces the damage you take. Each character has unique special moves that use flower points, from Mario's fire attacks to Bowser's poison breath and Peach's healing magic. You can equip accessories and weapons to boost stats and grant special abilities like automatic counters or extra defense. The game features light platforming between battles as you explore colorful locations, jump on enemies to start battles with an advantage, and solve simple puzzles. Minigames break up the adventuring with activities like beetle racing and minecart courses. Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist, is set in a dark fantasy world where an artificial rain called the Fumes has corrupted people into mindless homunculi. You play as Lilac, a young girl who awakens in an abandoned facility and discovers she can purify corrupted beings, turning them into allies. As you explore the interconnected underground world, you'll uncover the truth about the disaster that destroyed civilization above. The combat system lets you summon purified spirits to fight alongside you. Each spirit has different attack patterns, ranges, and abilities. You can equip 3 spirits at once and swap between them mid-combo to create devastating attack chains. Lilac herself is fragile but agile, able to dodge roll, air dash, and navigate platforms with precision. The Metroidvania structure means you'll constantly find new areas blocked by obstacles that require specific spirit abilities to pass, encouraging backtracking and exploration. Boss fights against corrupted homunculi are emotional encounters, since you're trying to save them, not just defeat them. Successfully purifying a boss adds them to your spirit roster. NieR Automata takes place thousands of years in the future, where humanity has fled to the moon, while machines from an alien invasion have taken over Earth. You play as androids, 2B and 9S, soldiers fighting for humanity's return by battling machines in a war that has lasted centuries. As you progress through multiple playthroughs that reveal different perspectives, you discover disturbing truths about the war, your enemies, and the nature of consciousness itself. The combat blends fast hack-and-slash action with bullet-hell dodging. You control 2B with light and heavy attacks that combo together, while also weaving through waves of projectiles using precise dodges that briefly slow time. Your pod companion provides range support with lasers and missiles that you can fire while attacking. The camera and gameplay style shifts dramatically throughout. Sometimes it's standard third-person action. Other times it becomes a side-scrolling platformer or top-down shooter, keeping things constantly fresh. The chip system lets you customize your android's abilities by slotting in chips that boost attack, defense, provide auto-heal, or add special effects to your moves. Sea of Stars is a turn-based RPG that follows 2 solstice warriors named Valir and Zale, who can harness the power of the sun and moon. They're on a mission to stop an alchemist called the Fleshmancer, who's creating monsters to terrorize the world. The combat system uses timed button presses to boost your attacks and reduce incoming damage. Hitting the button right when your attack lands adds extra damage, while pressing it before enemy attacks hit reduces the damage you take. Each character has unique abilities tied to their sun or moon powers, and you build up combo points during battle to unleash powerful team attacks. Enemies have lock symbols above them, showing which damage types will interrupt their charged attacks, so you need to plan your moves strategically. Outside of combat, you explore beautifully crafted pixel art environments, solve light puzzles, and swim or climb to reach hidden areas. There's no random encounters. You see enemies on the map and can choose to fight or avoid them. The game lets you adjust difficulty settings at any time, including options to make combat easier or remove timed hits if you just want to enjoy the story. Kirby and the Forgotten Land brings the pink puffball into full 3D exploration for the first time in a mainline game. The story starts when Kirby gets pulled through a portal into a mysterious, post-apocalyptic world where buildings are overgrown with plants, and wild beasts called the Beast Pack have kidnapped Waddle Dees from Dreamland. Your goal is to explore this forgotten civilization and rescue all the captured Waddle Dees while figuring out what happened to this world. The gameplay keeps Kirby's signature copy ability system, where you inhale enemies to steal their powers. You can become a sword fighter, throw bombs, shoot fire, or use dozens of other abilities. The new Mouthful mode lets Kirby stretch his mouth around large objects, like cars, vending machines, or traffic cones to gain special movement and attack abilities. Each ability can be upgraded by finding blueprints and spending coins, making them more powerful with new moves. Levels are structured, but open enough to explore and find hidden Waddle Dees by completing objectives like finishing within a time limit or breaking all boxes. Boss fights are surprisingly creative and challenging. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze has DK and friends defending their island home from the Snowmads, a group of Viking-like animals who've frozen the entire island and taken over. You play as Donkey Kong, working your way through 6 themed worlds to reclaim your home and restore it to normal. This is a traditional 2D platformer that demands precise jumps, timing, and memorization of level layouts. Diddy Kong gives you a jetpack hover. Dixie Kong lets you glide with her ponytail. Cranky Kong has a pogo stick bounce. And Funky Kong mode makes the game significantly easier with extra hearts and abilities. Each level is packed with secrets, including puzzle pieces and the letters K-O-N-G scattered in tricky spots. The level design is brilliant, with lots of variety. You'll ride minecarts, swing from vine to vine, blast from barrel cannons, and navigate collapsing platforms. Boss fights require pattern recognition and quick reflexes. The difficulty is no joke, especially in later worlds. But the controls are so tight that deaths always feel fair. Chained Echoes is a fantasy RPG set on a continent where 3 kingdoms have been at war for generations, and advanced mechs called Sky Armors are used in battle. You control a group of mercenaries and soldiers who get caught up in events that could finally bring peace or lead to total destruction. The turn-based combat system uses an overdrive meter that changes as you fight, performing certain actions like using skills or defending moves the meter through different zones, and you want to keep it in the green zone for bonus damage, while avoiding the red zone that empowers enemies. There's no random encounters and no experience points. Instead, characters grow stronger by finding materials to upgrade their equipment and eating food at camps. Each character can equip multiple classes that you unlock throughout the game, and you can swap between them during battle to adapt to different situations. Sky Armor battles work similarly, but with different mechanics and abilities. The game features an open world you can explore on foot or with your Sky Armor, finding treasure chests, completing side quests, and discovering hidden areas. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury packages 2 distinct Mario experiences together. The main game has Bowser kidnapping the Sprixie princess and her people, so Mario and friends travel through the Sprixie kingdom using clear pipes to reach different worlds. It's a 3D platformer with a level-based structure where you run, jump, and use power-ups to reach the goal pole. The standout power-up is the cat suit that lets you climb walls, pounce on enemies, and swipe with claws. Up to 4 players can play together locally, with characters having slightly different abilities. Luigi jumps higher, Peach floats, Toad runs faster. Levels are filled with secrets, like hidden stamps and collectible stars. The camera angle is fixed, but the level design is incredibly creative, with constantly changing ideas. Bowser's Fury is a completely new, open-world adventure included in this package. You explore Lake Lapcat, collecting cat shines, while a giant, Fury-powered Bowser periodically emerges to attack. You can team up with Bowser Jr., who helps you in combat and exploration. Astral Chain takes place in a futuristic city called the Ark, where humanity's last survivors are under attack from interdimensional creatures. You play as a rookie officer in Neuron, a special police force, and your twin sibling also joins the force. You're given a living weapon called a Legion, essentially a captured creature you control with a psychic chain. The story involves investigating attacks, uncovering conspiracies within the government, and discovering the truth about the legions and the invasion. The combat system is unique because you control both your character and your legion simultaneously. You attack with your X-Baton weapon while directing your legion to strike from different angles using the right stick. The chain connecting you becomes part of combat. You can wrap it around enemies to restrain them, or position your legion to create combo opportunities. You unlock 5 different legion types throughout the game, each with unique abilities both in combat and for exploration. The Sword Legion is fast and aggressive. The Arrow Legion shoots from range. The Arm Legion has powerful grabs. The Beast Legion lets you ride it for speed, and the Axe Legion breaks shields. The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom stars Princess Zelda as the playable character for the first time in a mainline game. Link disappears into mysterious rifts that are consuming Hyrule, and Zelda must step up to save the kingdom and rescue Link. She's given the Tri Rod by a fairy-like creature named Tri, which lets her create echoes, basically copies of objects and enemies she's encountered. The core gameplay revolves around creatively using these echoes to solve puzzles and fight enemies. Instead of direct combat, you summon monster echoes to fight for you while you support them or avoid danger. You can copy almost anything: beds to create platforms, water blocks to swim up vertically, rocks to weigh down switches, or enemies like moblins to battle on your behalf. The puzzle design is open-ended, usually having multiple solutions depending on which echoes you decide to use. Zelda can also enter Sword Fighter form for limited time, where she fights like Link with sword attacks, but it drains energy quickly. The game uses a top-down perspective similar to the original Zelda or Link's Awakening remake.
You pig!
Super Mario Bros. Wonder takes Mario and friends to the Flower Kingdom, where Prince Florian's castle is under attack by Bowser. When Bowser steals a Wonder Flower and fuses with the castle, Mario must collect Wonder Seeds to restore order to this new kingdom. This is a 2D side-scrolling platformer, but with mechanics that constantly surprise you. The big addition is Wonder Flowers scattered throughout levels. Touching one transforms the level in completely unpredictable ways. Pipes might grow legs and walk around. Mario could turn into a Goomba. The level might shift to a rhythm game, or gravity could flip entirely. These transformations are different for nearly every level, keeping things fresh throughout. The new elephant power-up lets you spray water, swing your trunk to attack, and smash through blocks. Badge abilities add another layer. You can equip one badge before each level that gives abilities like wall jumping, starting with a power-up, or creating temporary platforms. There are 12 playable characters, including Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Toads, Yoshis, and Nabbit, with the last 2 being easier for beginners. Star Ocean: The Second Story R is a full remake of the classic RPG from 1998. The story has 2 protagonists you can choose between: Claude, a space officer who crash lands on an underdeveloped planet, or Rena, a girl from that planet with mysterious powers. Their meeting kicks off an adventure to uncover the truth about energy beings called the 10 Wise Men, who threaten the entire universe. The game uses a real-time combat system where you control one character while AI handles the others, though you can swap control at any time. You move around the battlefield freely, time your attacks, and use special arts that consume action points. Positioning matters since you can flank enemies or retreat to avoid attacks. The break system lets you stagger enemies by hitting them enough times, leaving them vulnerable. Outside combat, you explore towns, talk to NPCs, and recruit party members. There are over 100 different character combinations possible depending on choices you make and who you recruit. The private action system lets you split up your party in towns to trigger unique scenes between characters that affect relationships and can lead to different endings.
Nice. This was a harder battle, so I actually
The Legend of Heroes: Trails to Azure is the direct sequel to Trails from Zero and the 5th game in the larger Trails series. You play as Lloyd Bannings, a detective leading the Special Support Section in the city-state of Crossbell, which is caught between two powerful empires vying for control. After the events of the previous game, Lloyd and his team face political conspiracies, terrorist threats, and the return of an ancient threat that could destroy everything they've worked to protect. The turn-based combat uses a tactical grid where positioning and turn order matter significantly. Characters have regular attacks, special crafts that use CP gained from fighting, and magic arts that require casting time. The orbment system lets you customize each character by slotting quartz gems that grant stat boosts and determine which magic spells they can use. Combat includes mechanics like S-crafts, super powerful moves that can be used at any time if you have enough CP, potentially interrupting enemy actions. The turn order display shows upcoming turns with bonus effects like critical hits or zero cast time for arts, so timing your moves strategically is crucial.
行きます。そっか。
任せるがいい。チャー
Luigi's Mansion 3 has Luigi and friends invited to a fancy hotel for a vacation, but it turns out to be a trap set by King Boo to capture Mario, Peach, and the Toads. Luigi has to overcome his fears and explore the haunted hotel floor by floor to rescue everyone. The gameplay revolves around the Poltergust G00 vacuum that sucks up ghosts after you weaken them with your flashlight's strobe bulb. You slam ghosts into the ground and walls to drain their health faster, creating a satisfying rhythm to combat. The suction shot lets you fire plungers at objects to pull them apart, revealing secrets or solving puzzles. The big addition is Gooigi, a gooey copy of Luigi you can summon to squeeze through bars, walk on spikes, and help with puzzles that need 2 people. You can control Gooigi yourself or have a second player join in for co-op. Each floor has a unique theme, like a medieval castle, movie studio, or museum, with different ghosts and environmental puzzles specific to that area. Boss fights are creative encounters where you need to figure out how to expose the ghost's weakness before you can capture them.
Oh, yes!
The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom picks up after Breath of the Wild, with Link and Zelda investigating ruins beneath Hyrule Castle. They accidentally awaken Ganondorf, who's been sealed away for thousands of years, and the resulting chaos sends Zelda back in time while Link loses his arm. Link gets a new arm with special powers and must search for Zelda across a transformed Hyrule that now includes floating sky islands and a massive underground area. The Ultra Hand ability lets you grab objects and stick them together to build vehicles, bridges, or whatever you can imagine. Fuse lets you combine weapons with materials to create stronger gear or add special effects like fire or electricity. Ascend allows Link to swim up through solid ceilings to reach higher areas. Recall reverses an object's recent movement, which is useful for puzzles and combat. These abilities completely change how you approach every situation compared to the first game. Shrines return with physics puzzles that use your new powers in creative ways. The Sky Islands feature construction challenges and unique enemies, while the underground depths are dark areas filled with tough enemies and valuable resources. Dragon Quest XI's tells the story of a young man who discovers he's the Luminary, a legendary hero reborn to save the world from an ancient evil called Kalismos. After being blamed for a disaster on his coming-of-age ceremony, he becomes a fugitive and must gather allies while uncovering the truth about his destiny and the Dark One who threatens everything. The combat is turn-based, where you select commands for your party of 4 characters from a larger roster you build throughout the adventure. Each character has skill trees, where you spend points to learn new abilities, stat boosts, and passive effects. You can switch party members between battles to adapt to different situations. The Pep power system builds up during combat, and when characters get pepped up, they can unleash powerful combo attacks with other pepped party members. Equipment crafting lets you forge new weapons and armor using materials from defeated enemies and treasure chests. The game features a traditional world map connecting towns, dungeons, and landmarks you explore. You ride various mounts, including a horse, and later some more unusual creatures.
Watch out! Go on! You can do it!
Super Mario Odyssey starts with Bowser kidnapping Princess Peach to force her into marriage, destroying Mario's hat in the process. Mario teams up with Cappy, a sentient hat whose sister was also captured by Bowser, to be Peach's wedding tiara. Together, they chase Bowser across different kingdoms in the Odyssey airship, trying to stop the wedding. The capture mechanic is the game changer. Throwing Cappy lets Mario possess enemies, animals, and objects to gain their abilities. You can capture a bullet bill to fly through obstacles, become a T-Rex to smash through rocks, or turn into a Goomba to stack with others and reach high places. Each kingdom is a large sandbox filled with power moons to collect, and there are over 800 moons total. Some are easy to find, others require tough platforming challenges or solving puzzles. Movement is incredibly smooth, with tons of advanced techniques, like dive jumps, cap bounces, and wall jumps, that let skilled players move through levels in creative ways. Each kingdom has a unique theme, like a desert with realistic humans, a food-themed land, or New Donk City with a realistic urban setting. Hollow Knight Silksong follows Hornet, a character from the first game, who's been captured and taken to a new kingdom called Farloom. She wakes up at the bottom of this strange land and must ascend through different regions to reach the top and uncover why she was brought here. The combat is faster than the first game, since Hornet is more agile than the Knight. She uses a needle and thread to attack enemies with quick slashes, and can throw her needle as a ranged attack that returns to her. The bind system replaces charms, letting you equip different abilities that change your stats and give special powers. These binds can modify your movement, combat abilities, or provide passive benefits. You learn new tools as you progress that work like spells, consuming silk, which regenerates as you land hits on enemies. Movement abilities like wall running, aerial dashes, and grappling hooks open up new areas as you explore the interconnected world. The kingdoms you visit each have distinct environments, enemies, and NPCs with their own stories. Quests send you hunting for items, defeating specific enemies, or solving environmental puzzles. Super Mario Galaxy plus Super Mario Galaxy 2. Super Mario Galaxy has Bowser attacking the Mushroom Kingdom during a festival and launching Peach's castle into space. Mario gets pulled into the cosmos and meets Rosalina, who explains that Bowser stole power stars from her Comet Observatory. Mario must travel between different galaxies collecting stars to power the observatory and reach Bowser. Super Mario Galaxy 2 continues the space adventure with Bowser growing giant-sized and kidnapping Peach again. Mario explores new galaxies with help from a Luma companion who adds new abilities. Both games feature gravity-based platforming where you run around small planets, walk upside down, and launch between celestial bodies using star launchers. The camera adjusts automatically to keep Mario oriented correctly no matter which direction is up. Power-ups include the Bee Suit for flying, Boo Mushroom for turning invisible and floating, Fire Flower, and more. Galaxy 2 adds Yoshi, who can eat enemies, swing from flowers, and run super fast when eating certain fruits. The level design constantly introduces new ideas you'll navigate, moving platforms, ride water spouts, balance on balls, and solve gravity puzzles. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is set in Ionios, a world where two nations, called Keves and Agnes, are in constant war, and soldiers have 10-year lifespans from birth to fight until they die. You control Noah from Keves and Mio from Agnes, along with their respective party members who end up working together after a strange encounter. They discover their world isn't what they've been told, and set out to find the truth, while being hunted as traitors by both nations. The real-time combat has you control one character while AI handles the rest, though you can switch between party members. Each character has a class that determines their role. Attackers deal damage from the side or back. Defenders draw enemy attention and tank hits, and healers keep everyone alive. Arts are special moves that recharge over time or after auto attacks, and positioning matters since some arts deal bonus damage from specific angles. The interlink system lets pairs of characters fuse into powerful Ouroboros forms for limited time, with new abilities and massive damage output. You can change any character's class by learning from other party members, letting you customize everyone's roles.
You can never go wrong with Samantha.
Dragon Quest I and II HD 2D Remake brings back the first two games that started the legendary RPG series with completely rebuilt visuals using the HD 2D style that mixes 2D pixel characters with 3D environments. Dragon Quest I has you playing as the descendant of the legendary hero Erdrick, tasked by the King of Alefgard to rescue Princess Gwaelin and defeat the Dragon Lord who's terrorizing the kingdom. It's a solo adventure where you explore towns, fight monsters, gain levels, and search for legendary equipment needed to reach the Dragon Lord's castle. Dragon Quest II takes place generations later, with three descendants of Erdrick working together to stop the wizard Hargon from summoning the Lord of Destruction. This sequel adds party members, expanded exploration with a much larger world, and more complex dungeons. Combat in both games is traditional turn-based, where you select commands like attack, magic, or item for each character. The remakes modernize the experience with quality-of-life improvements, like a speed-up option, dash button for faster movement, and an auto-battle feature for grinding. Persona 5 Royal has you playing as a high school student who transfers to Tokyo after being falsely accused of assault. He and his friends awaken to persona powers that let them enter the metaverse, a cognitive world where corrupt adults' distorted desires manifest as palaces. The Phantom Thieves, as they call themselves, infiltrate these palaces to steal the hearts of evil people and force them to confess their crimes. The game splits between daily school life and dungeon crawling. During the day, you attend classes, build relationships with classmates and adults through social links, work part-time jobs, improve your social stats like knowledge and charm, and explore Tokyo. These activities directly impact your combat strength, since higher social links unlock better personas and give your party members powerful abilities. The turn-based combat focuses on exploiting enemy weaknesses. Hitting a weakness knocks the enemy down and gives you an extra turn. Knock all enemies down, and you can perform an all-out attack for massive damage. Personas are creatures representing your inner self that you summon to fight. The main character is special because he can switch between multiple personas during battle, while party members have one each.
The enemy readings have decreased?
The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild begins with Link awakening after 100 years of sleep to find Hyrule in ruins. Calamity Ganon destroyed the kingdom a century ago by corrupting the mechanical guardians and divine beasts meant to protect it. And Princess Zelda has been holding him at bay inside Hyrule Castle ever since. Link must regain his memories, free the divine beasts, and become strong enough to defeat Ganon and save Zelda. This game revolutionized open-world design by letting you go anywhere from the start. You can head straight to the final boss after the tutorial if you want. The chemistry engine makes everything interact realistically. Fire spreads to grass, metal conducts electricity during storms, ice melts near flames, and objects follow real physics. You can climb any surface as long as you have stamina, and gliding with the paraglider lets you descend from high points. The Sheikah Slate gives you runes, like remote bombs for combat and puzzles, magnesis to move metal objects, stasis to freeze objects in time, and cryonis to create ice pillars in water. And that's our top 30 best single-player games on Nintendo Switch. Each of these games offers hours of incredible solo experiences that you can enjoy at your own pace. Which one are you going to play first? Let me know in the comments below, and if I missed your favorite single-player game, tell me what it is. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to SwitchTop for more Nintendo Switch content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.